Hi everyone. I am testing this out, and I think that make sure that this screen isn't like too small here, but let me just see if I can switch over to, all right. So for some reason, there's a lot of space here. I can pull this to my laptop. So June, don't bark. She's got her head tilted up. No. All right, so let me get to it. What I'm doing is testing out Alive and also marking my chart up for the beginning of the day. So let me get to my chart here, and let's start with the daily. I'll go ahead and expand these. No, girl, please. So my last newsletter, I marked like this area of sideways that we've been in for a while, and we tested the 6,900 area yesterday. Actually, the high yesterday was 6,920, and then we pulled back from there. So back to about 6,900. Still range bound, but we may be seeing some upward momentum here, or maybe not. Maybe we're just rolling back over. So I'm still keeping very short duration trades until we get out of this mess here. And today I'm just covering SPX, whereas there's a lot of stocks that are, having nice uptrends or downtrends that are more clear right now. For the overall market, we're still in a very choppy environment. So what I'll do, I'm just going to mark the previous day high and the previous day low, and go ahead and put my uptrend line I had in there. Just stick that one back in. If you put too many things in, they'll start to get distracting. So you can leave that out if you want. The other thing is I have moving averages here. So right now the price action tried to close below the moving averages and then pop back up. So we're still above the rising moving averages, and the moving averages are in order, which is the sign of an uptrend. So let's see if we continue to build this side here and maybe build a higher. So we've got a, from this point here, we have higher lows and also higher highs. So in the short term, which is, I'm talking about like 2 to 3 days, it is possible that we continue building this upside. We'll know if we start to roll over, especially back below these moving averages that you see here. So I'm going to set this up for the day. Let me take a look at the hourly here. So just make adjustments to my lows and highs. So this is pretty much my range or my box from the previous day, right? So what I'm seeing is this was a very natural and controlled pullback to the moving averages. So we had this big gap up and we pulled back to test the moving averages and also the area where we gapped up, which, as you can see, is this area here where we tried to break out, and then it was a failed breakout. So we actually broke down in this area. So this line here is a pretty significant key level. So June, I warned y'all in the description that she's going to be barking here. So this is the range that I will play in today. Hey girl, I cannot pause this. I'm live. So this range that I will play in today, we're here at this lower range. So if there is an opportunity to buy to the upside, I'll look for that here. And once we test this area I may take a short here. So this is where we're looking. Now, I want to say that if we break these levels, like we significantly, she's leaving. Leave, girl. Go, baby. June. Do y'all want to see her? Come here. Come here. Okay, I don't know if you can see her or not. Do you want to come up? Come in. Come up. No, she's battling me here. So I had drawn some levels here in this section over the weekend, and we gapped up so high it completely invalidated any kind of planning that I had preset. So once that happens, you have to redraw your levels and talk about and look at what will develop or may develop next. So now that we're in this range, what we want to see is we definitely want to see this area here at around, let's say 69.20. We want to see the price to break above that and continue building that side and riding along these moving averages. So, but that wouldn't be where we would enter. We were looking to enter somewhere along this area, right? So we did get this controlled pullback. Let's see if we, and at every step here, let me make this a little bit bigger. At every step here, what you're seeing is buyers stepping in. Yes, we're coming down, but we see little bites here along the way down. So in some ways, you're still seeing buyers present even in this pullback. And now it's a matter of like when to get in. When you get into a position, you really want to get in close to the moving averages if you use moving averages, or you want to get in close to the bottom of the range if you use things like a range or boxes, and you know, like a box, like just a shaded area here like this. So because anytime you're buying at the top, like if yesterday you bought at the top, you're more than likely going to sit through a pullback. Sometimes we have a thing that's called like a gap and go, but that is not this was a gap up and it went. So if you traded super small, like scalping or just the first 30, 45 minutes of the day, this would have been a gap and go, and then you would have taken profit and moved on. But if you're trying to trade, in which you can do both, right? And if you're trying to build a longer position, then you did not get in here, then you would want to wait for the pullback. And we didn't know how high this candle was going to build until it did that pullback, and we even got this wick here. But once we saw that wick, then that was a sign of enough for the day, and then we started to come on down. So that's what I'm looking at today. I'm going to wait for the market to open and see if there are any buying opportunities to the upside here, or if I will it depends, right? If we're gapping up or down, and then what the other smaller chart timeframes, like the 5-minute chart timeframe, is where I typically look at to get my entry. So I'm looking to see. A lot of times I'll also wait for the stock RSI to reset here, and structure is definitely first. So I want to see that we have found a bottom and we're starting to stabilize here at the bottom, and we may see that. And then from there, I'll take a look at what the candles are doing. If I want to get in here, this I'm going to have to wait for where the market opens here. So we're kind of in the middle of we're more towards the lower half, but we're in the middle of the previous day's range. So that's only significant if you are needing to be very precise to get into your position with options trading. You definitely need to. So whether I'll get a little bit more pullback here and let this reset, and then take a look at, I want to see the buyer stepping in. To me, this is buyer stepping in. Doesn't mean we won't go down a little bit more, but a lot of what I'm saying may be null and void when the market opens. But this is the same type of chart planning that you want to do. So after the market opens, just adjust your levels and see where the bottom of the range is, where the key levels are, and what we're doing. The things that you can do in advance are, for example, the things that you can do in advance are mark levels. Like, for example, this level here is where we had broken down several times, so 68.44. And you'll see that we popped above, but instead of breaking out, we broke down. And here we broke down, and same here, tried and failed. So this area here is pretty significant as well. If we were to roll over, these are like targets or areas where we may visit before we, could be more digestion or rollover. And then, of course, if we go further down, we're looking at pivot areas like 67, 61. You can see that this area was an area of rejection and then an area of support. So that is what you're looking to do. Plan out the key levels from data from past data, so pivot points, breakout areas or breakdown areas, and then let the market open and then readjust your lines to what the price action is doing in the moment. Okay, awesome. So let's see, did I do that well? Did I do that right? I'm going to end this, and you'll have a great start of your day. Okay, bye.